Okay everyone, just a quickie about technique, and it's more for those of you who haven't done one of these programs before or perhaps been used to using weights. As far as the equipment goes, a lot of the workouts, we use our own body weight. It's still strength and body weight, you know, pushing a push-up out with your own body weight is actually very, very intense. But the equipment you will need are a set of dumbbells. So pretty cheap, you can get them online at Amazon, Decathlon. One of these bands, now these are brilliant. Okay, they're activation bands. We're going to be using those on and off as well. Both my workouts and Rachel Holmes's workouts will involve these. So I'm going to pop the link up. They can just be ordered, again, through Amazon. They come really quickly. And if you can, a kettlebell. Now, don't worry too much if you don't have one. You pretty much do most of the stuff with your dumbbells. So that's the equipment you're going to need. And as far as technique goes, again, just some quick pointers. When you are squatting, your toes are coming in line with your knees. You are always sitting back in your heels, there, okay? I'm making sure I'm not squatting forward. A lot of people squat like this, believe it or not, and they just push their knees out in front. So you've got to sit back. So there's that line from the crown of your head through to your tailbone. Arms come out, and you engage your lower abdominals. Drive through the heels as you come up and squeeze your glutes and almost thrust your hips forward. So that is your perfect squat. Some people, a little bit wobbly through the knees. So again, if you're not very strong through your front of your legs, which we will be getting stronger, but if you find your knees are knocking inwards or outwards and you're rolling through the feet, just again, be aware that you're stable and maybe don't go so deep on your squat. Some of you will be able to squat right low. Others, just halfway. Again, it's going to be a lot to do with your mobility, your flexibility, and if you've got any injuries. So my second point is your kettlebell, and you will have some kettlebell swinging in some of the workouts. Now, again, we don't want to load the lower back, so we're not coming too low. So just start swinging the arms, and it's the momentum of your hips that's thrusting the kettlebell forward. Nothing else. And again, people tend to lift with their arms and use the upper body. It's not the upper body we're working. It's the glutes and the hamstrings. So it's a little flick with the hips, and that thrust throws the weight up, and then you allow the weight to drop through. You've got to let the weight pull you through. Okay, so that's your little tip with the kettlebell. When we're squatting with the kettlebell and picking up, again, chest lifted, as long as you're engaging lower abs, we're not going to get any twinges or niggles. If you do it without the kettlebell, or you replace with a lighter dumbbell. So, that's my first point. Lunging. One of the other points, a really big lunge stance. Again, always key is that the knees don't shoot past the toes. That's the same for a squat and a lunge. Back is straight. Majority of the time, especially when you're using weights, shoulders are back. There will be times where we come forward into our lunge, but again, you can see my knee doesn't shoot forward. And I think the mistake people make is we're not wide enough on the lunge and we shift our weight through to the knee. So, all the time you're right back and lunging well, not only are you going to get a good lunge position and focus on the areas we want to focus on, you're getting a good hip flexor stretch in the opposite leg. Okay, so that's your lunge. And then my other things, well, the pointers, which I think in the past have been a slight problem, is making sure you warm up and stretch. So I'm posting a few warm-up ideas in the group, but as far as stretches go, think of all your major muscle groups, whatever you've worked in a workout, and then you stretch accordingly. So I'm going to put another stretch video very quick together for you now, and so you can just quickly run those off if you need to, and eventually you'll get to grips with it anyway, and you'll just do a quick stretch at the end of every workout. Very important.